Okay, Bulge. How do I look?
Well, you look kind of like Connie Stevens, but twice, boss. If I'm seeing double, does that mean I got like a concussion or something?
Maybe you just need glasses. Oh.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, look, I hope we didn't follow this Tina broad all the way to the Buchanan place here, just so we could rig one of them accidents like we did at the Rialto Theater. I'll tell you, I get another sandbag to my head, and my brain is going to be damaged, and I mean for permanently.
I don't think you have to worry about that. But this time, we're not going to have to rig anything, honey. We're going to sit back and let Tina sandbag herself. CJ! Sarah! Time to go! I want my children.
Well, you can't have them. Cordero put them in my care while he's down in Texas. And you will not get him back until I have his say-so.
Huh, well, Cordero had no right to do that. And so I'm giving you my say-so. CJ! Sarah!
Tina, I'm going to give you a 2-second warning. Then I'm calling the cops.
Oh, you're going to call the cops? That's good, Asa. You're calling the cops because you kidnapped my kid and you're not letting me see them? That's brilliant. They'll come running. You give me back my babies or I swear to God, I will rip your heart out before you even get a chance to make that call.
Oh, boss, this jealousy stuff ain't healthy. I mean, it's not for nothing that it's one of them several or so deadly sins.
Well, actually, it isn't. And the 7 deadlies happen to be my favorites. Lust, absolutely. Gluttony, from time to time. Sloth, on the proper occasion. But jealousy...
Hey, it's not worthy of you, boss.
Well, thank you, Bulge. And you're right. But I'm not jealous. I am just taking care of business.
Yeah, well, you keep taking care of business like this, you're going to end up back doing time. I mean, first you try and remove Renee Buchanan out of the way so you can get to Dr. Byrne and...
Oh, well, she can just have him. What's left of him after the mob and the cops get finished with him.
And now you're trying to get rid of this Tina broad so you can get your hands on Kane? Oh.
Is there a point to all of this?
Yes. He ain't gonna leave her for you, Mrs. Hester. Just like the good doctor would not leave Renee Buchanan. Now, I ain't saying they ain't each a bunch of chowder heads for passing up a good-looking lady like yourself, but hey, let's face facts, Mrs. Hester, huh?
Well, the fact is, honey, that Kane isn't going to have to leave Tina because Tina is going to have to leave Kane. She's going to be going on that really long, slow ride up the river. Know what I mean?
Just so you ain't trying to knock the lights out anymore, okay?
I'm not. She's going to be hiding her light under a bushel at the Statesville prison. One of my favorite old haunts.
Okay, well, that sounds great, okay? But how?
Help me with this. Thanks. And in my bag. Modern Eve makeup calling.
I am not leaving this house until I find my children.
That's what you think.
CJ! Sarah! Asa! I'm going to tear this place apart brick by brick until I find those kids, and then I'm going to get them away from you. Court had no right taking them here without my permission.
He doesn't need your permission. Legally, he is the father.
Legally, I am the mother, and I have custody over my own kids.
Well, that's too bad, little girl. If you want to talk to court, you're going to have to wait till he comes back from Texas.
Texas? What is this about him being in Texas without even telling me he was in Texas?
He doesn't have to tell you anything.
He does when he's stolen my children.
His children. And the only thing he has to say to you is stay away from CJ and Sarah. You and that cheap little gigolo you hang around with.
Let me tell you something, old man. You get me back my children, or you are going to be wearing your insides on your outsides. You hear me?
Ooh, what foul talk. Can't teach you to talk like that? Now, unless you want a rap sheet matching his, you will leave this house right now. Otherwise, I will call the police and have you arrested.
For what? For what? Asa, I am not leaving this house without my children, even if I have to kill you before I get them.
Now, dare you come charging in here waving your threats around? I will squash you like a bug.
Oh, that's right, Asa. You just roll over anything that gets in your way, huh? Why don't you go tell CJ and Sarah that you squashed their mother like a bug because she was here looking for them because she loves them and she is trying to protect them.
Protect them from what, you dingbat?
From you.
From their family?
Commodity makeup calling.
Oh,
I'm sorry. This really isn't a good time.
Oh, Selene. You know, Asa, you have just treated me like dirt ever since I met you, and I'm just not going to stand for it anymore. Do you understand me?
Children want you to see their mother committing aggravating assault, going completely crazy. You witch. If I had my way, you'd never see those kids again. That was attempted murder. You belong in Statesville prison, not walking around free. You and that con artist boyfriend of yours.
She is my fiancé, not my boyfriend.
Now I know you're nuts. Picking a cane rolling over my grandson. You're not fit to be the mother of those children.
You talk to me about fit parenting. I dealt with those kids when I had to tell them that their father was dead. I dealt with them day after day after day, telling them that he was never coming back. And I dealt with their total confusion when he did come back. You don't even know what that took, Asa.
Get out. I had enough of you. You and your sister. You and Vicky brought nothing but grief to the Buchanan men. The Lord's sisters. What a pair to draw to. Lousy wives, lousy mothers, and cheating tramps.
Don't you talk about my sister like that.
Don't! You are insane. Out! Get out!
CJ! CJ!
Shut on your mouth! This house so big I'll never hear you.
I will have you charged for kidnapping!
Try me! I better check on Sarah. CJ.
What happened to that cosmetics lady who was just here?
Can you believe it? Little Sarah and CJ is sound asleep. No thanks to that screaming banshee mother of theirs. I threw her out, Sonny. And I locked all the doors and windows. There's no way Tina can get back in here. The woman's a lunatic. She could have killed me. Throwing that heavy sculpture out of my head.
Asa. You think locks are going to keep you from my children? Well, you old fool. Forget about it.
By the way, Sonny.
Yes, Mr. Buchanan?
Did Mrs. Buchanan leave the ground? She was here early today.
Mrs. Buchanan Renee or Mrs. Buchanan Blair?
Mrs. Buchanan Renee. There is no other Mrs. Buchanan worth mentioning. You got that?
Of course. I'm sorry. Yes, I did see Mrs. Buchanan drive away. At least I think I did. There were so many people coming and going today.
Who else was here besides Renee and Tina?
Oh, some saleswoman. She rang the bell earlier selling Modern Eve makeup, and then...
And then what?
I kind of lost track of her. She must have left when she heard you and Mrs. Roberts having the argument, but she left her sample case behind.
I might as well call it a night, Sonny.
I was going to finish cleaning up in here.
Forget it. You can wait till the morning.
Thank you, sir. Are you sure everything's all right?
Nothing's all right. But for tonight, I think things will be quiet enough.
Good night, then, sir.
Good night, Sonny. Oh, I need this. I want a restraining